Welcome to Camille's Harem, a YouTube channel by novice writers for novice writers. And this is Scott, not Lars. I am planning on being more on this channel, but for now, you've just got me at the moment. So, last year, I challenged myself to write something different than my usual fantasy, sci-fi, and decided to write about something that I'd studied fairly extensively in my outdoor recreation degree. I felt that I needed to do something to tie myself into the field because I was burned by my last recreation internship and wanted to try a different angle into that world. My plan was to write a tell-all book of the effects of the overcrowding on our public outdoor spaces, both the good, the bad, and what fixes are available to us. Spoiler alert, I only wrote like 3 chapters before I ran into a wall and haven't written much since. I wanted to write something grand, something entertaining and informational that would call to the heart of the public and bring them to action. I wanted to personally learn more about the world around me. I wanted to write a book like Engineering Eden, Endurance, or No Be So Fierce. All of these books are fantastic examples of writing about the world outside. They're impassioned, informational, and very, very entertaining. I wanted that for me. That hasn't happened yet. I haven't given up, but I have learned a few lessons about writing a nonfiction book versus writing a fiction book. I found out that as I moved out of my introductory phase, a major obstacle stood in my way. Research. Introducing a topic and getting truly in-depth about it are two completely different monsters. I had to dig deep into different sources each time I started a new chapter, and the time that it required just seemed to grow exponentially. Unfortunately, this isn't something you can weasel your way out of if you want a proper nonfiction book that isn't entirely based on opinion. Every chapter needs to have as many resources as you can find. Properly cite your sources in the text and in your bibliography. It may hurt to find all that much, but it will add so much authenticity to your book. Find sources that disagree with your arguments. Nothing is perfect. Also, share the inherent stories of your topic. That's something you need to be looking for in your research. Once you actually know your topic, and sometimes that requires you to biblically know your topic, the rest of the writing will come easy. The second major problem that I ran into was that I didn't have anything other than a stated topic to tie all of the book together. There wasn't anything there to tie the facts and all of the research together, and it only took a look back at the examples I mentioned earlier to answer my problem. I needed a narrative, a story, but I needed a real-life story to tie it all together. Research and facts by themselves are bland and dull. Straight by themselves, facts will only be interesting to topic nerds. One broad narrative or true life story can work if the story covers the entirety of the scope of your book. It's okay though to use multiple narratives to explain your story. Just use both positive and negative examples. I find books that choose to rely entirely on logical arguments can't keep my interest, so I feel like an emotional play is needed alongside it. Lastly, I figured that all of the work that I was creating needed to shine more. It needed to sound more witty and imaginative. Not just the facts in the narrative needed to entertain people, but also each individual sentence. Fiction is only limited by imagination. Nonfiction is only limited by your ability of expression. Use any tool that you would in fiction writing. You could use dialogue, characterization, dramatization, etc., etc., etc. It's your choice what your writing sounds like. It can be flowery when talking about roses, it can be dry when talking about deserts, but it also can be purple when talking about dog crap, or humorous when talking about politics. It's up to you. In the end, it's a combination of all 3 of these that's going to make the most difference in your book. Intertwine the first 2 by using the third, and you'll have a very intriguing and entertaining piece of writing. I hope you got something out of this. This has been Camille's Harem. You can get in touch with us on our Discord. There will be a link below if you want to check us out there. And we have some great writing prompts and exercises on our Pinterest channel.